Hi, JPO here again. Today I'm doing a real black sheep take on honing straight racers with JNATs. So it's not intended to be a tongue-in-cheek video, but this is just an experiment I did, which gave somewhat surprising results. So going to hone this Zuckmar German racer. So yeah, just starting with a Shepton glass 3K. I like to go 3K, 6K and 8 or 10K if I'm doing a synthetic progression. I've tried the 4-8 in combination, and yeah, it's I'm not sure where that combination comes from. Just to speculate, it might come from the famous the Norton 4-8 combo stone or something. Just prefer to use the 3K and the 6K followed by an 8K or 10K. Makes a lot more sense to me, but yeah, that was not the point of this discussion. So a lot of people who get into JNATs take their synthetic progression up to all the way to 8 or 10K, and then they buy a stupid hard finishing JNAT and use some Tomo slurry to finish on. And yeah, for my take on that is it's like buying a Ferrari and using it to going and buy milk or at the grocery store or something. It's yeah, it works quite well, but you're really not using the full potential of the stone. And in my opinion, it's if you're not getting a quality stone, you're just getting a stupid hard Avacedo where you're almost as good off just by honing on a piece of glass with slurry. So that's what I'm going to show now. So this I haven't tried this before. I was actually expecting this to fail and get a lot of apex damage and too much rounding at the edge, but yeah, it's the results were quite unexpected. Yeah, so this 3 to 6K generates a fresh edge, and this is the Shepton glass G7, roughly 8K, maybe a little finer. So not a lot of work needed after a 6K. If I go from 4K to this 8K, I usually have to spend more time, and I find the jump from 4K to 8K a little, yeah, it's not for me not optimal, especially with these Shepton stones, but yeah, we all have our preferences. And if you add slurry on your 8K after the 4K, the jump is a little easier, but then yeah, you might need to use slurry, and I prefer to avoid that on these zones. Yeah, and again, it's not intended to be a tongue-in-cheek take on this, but some of these super hard JNATs that are promoted as the holy grail of JNAT finishers are often maybe they're difficult to use, and they're in some cases too hard, and they glaze over, and you really don't get much contribution from the actual base stone. Most of the cutting action is actually coming from the from the slurry. So in this case, I'm going to isolate that variable, the base stone, and just use this frosted glass with a 4.5 level 4.5 fine and grit-rich Vacasa stone or an agora. That's this has been verified as a really fine base stone. So, and it's also relatively soft, so it's releasing slurry onto this glass plate easily. So these glass plates are they have some texture to them, so the slurry has some room to I don't know, I'm not sure it sink in between those eye spots. I'm not sure how they finish these matte glass plates, but yeah, and I was expecting this to feel awful, but it actually feels quite good. So I'm not going to sell my JNATs to go over to this, but it might be something to consider if yeah, you don't want to get a JNAT and just like to experiment with this, because it gives an edge that was a lot better than a synthetic edge. It felt a little different than a pure JNAT edge, but yeah, as you can see later on with the microscope images, yeah, the edge actually turned out really well. So yeah, and of course, if you have experience reading feedback from the stone and managing your pressure and yeah, just regular razor honing, then that also makes a difference. So I'm also using ONR as lubrication, and I'm since I don't have any abrasion coming up from the glass itself, I'm being careful not to have too much slurry on the plate. So and you can also see easily that the slurry is getting darker, so it's actually doing its job. So I'm dropping off some of the slurry, and I haven't tried to dilute this down to pure water or ONR yet. So I think that you actually need some buffer layer to get away with this, but yeah, it was just an interesting experiment. And I also, before this, I actually took a gold dollar and ran it over a little just to knock down some of the edges of the plate. So to avoid any sharp glass edges, I did that. So that's all the preparation work I did. And you also need to be really careful about dust and or any hard particles landing on the surface, because that will easily chip your edge. So yeah, so this ensures that no abrasion comes from the plate, and there's no new particles being released. So you're just working the existing particles and from what I can see, it's if they don't break down, they at least they wear a little. So I feels like they are getting finer and finer, but I could be wrong. So because the final the final edge looks like it's you get some burnishing effect when you finish like this. So if you had finished with just a clean plate, I'm not sure what would happen, but yeah. And this edge actually shaved really well, and I didn't expect that. So usually these microscope images need to be taken with a grain of salt, and you really don't know what you get before you actually use the razor. But in this particular case, what you see on the microscope images are almost they're not quite easy to see that this is a clean edge that shouldn't give you any surprises, and it didn't. So this is at believe it's around 800x or around there somewhere, and so you don't get you get a Kasumi finish, but you also get some burnishing from the glass. But this is was a really unexpected result, to be honest. And I'm not going to rehone this before it needs to be rehoned. So this was a edge that is more than capable of competing with a good natural stone finished edge. Yeah, so thank you for watching. That was it. Bye bye.